Hello, I'm Debs and this is Debs Made This. Welcome. This is Friday Sews with a dash of Welsh Frocktails. So I haven't done a Friday Sews for a bit, had some things to show you and talk to you about, so I thought I would jump on, otherwise you'll never get another video. So the last time I came, I was trying to decide which dress to make for Frocktails, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will have spotted that I made the deer and notice in this lovely Lady McElroy leopard print cotton tarn lawn, or cotton lawn I should say. I'm not allowed to say tarn unless it's Liberty. And so yes, I had a little jaunt to Welsh Wales. I went a little bit early because I went down to Barry Island to see my lovely friend Katie. I've known since I was 4.5. So we went for a little bit of a swim in the sea and did lots of drinking tea and catching up, which was lovely. And then I drove on the Friday down up from Barry to Aberystwyth, which took about 3 hours. And I was a bit done by the time we got there. But yes, a cup of tea and a change of pace. And I put on my frock and we went out for dinner, and I've forgotten the name of the place, but it was really nice. And there were lots of other Frocktail people there, and got chatting to a couple of people, including people from the States and Germany and yeah, all over. So it was really nice. It was nice to see people in advance. And yes, a very nice mushroom ragu was eaten, and we got a couple of sunset pictures in the lovely golden light, which was really lovely. So 5 of us were there from Harrogate, as I'd said before. Annette, Jane, Ruth, Kate and me. Is that 5? I think that's 5. And we'd rented this little Airbnb about 5 minutes walk from everywhere we needed to be, so that worked really well. And yeah, we had a great time. I had a bit of a migraine on Saturday morning, despite going for a dunk in the sea first thing, which I thought might clear it. But yeah, so I was a bit immobilised for a couple of hours, but then up and at them once more. Good, but it did mean that I was mostly on the San Pellegrinos in the evening rather than the fizz, but you know, that's okay, isn't it? And then on the Sunday we went up the, is it called a funicular, you know, and it has one carriage going up and one carriage going down, if that's the right word, that's what it was, to the top of a hill at the end of the bay, and had a lovely breakfast there before we set off for home. So yes, so it was lovely. There was about, I think maybe 100 people. I put a picture of everybody, so they had a proper photographer whose name I shall put here because I can't remember, but she was super. And so we all had like proper professional photographs. And it looks like, judging from the other pictures that were up, you could just ask her to take pictures, but I wasn't brave enough to do that. I was a bit worried about going. As you know, I have spent a lot of time by myself or in very controlled environments in the last 3 years, so I'm not really used to uncontrolled environments or lots of people in a busy, noisy space. But they had kind of thought about people that would be going, and the lovely Tanya, who is I Still Have Nothing to Wear on Instagram, who's a superstar. I think she's single-handedly wrangled everything into position. And she seems fantastic. She looks like she had a really good time on the night, which she was well deserved. But she'd also thought about the fact that people might need a bit of quiet space. And so there was a cafeteria area which is used during the daytime for food, which was really nice. And there was food down there, and there was places that you could just sit, and it was much kind of calmer and quieter. So yeah, it was thoroughly lovely. We had a really good disco. There was some live music they're called the Roxelles. I've probably got that wrong, but they were super. And yeah, lots of music that everybody loved, and everybody was just enjoying themselves. I met some people that I kind of knew from Instagram. Some people came to say hello. So if that was you, thank you very much for coming to say hello. And I was really brave and went to say hello to Susan Young. I'm sure she won't mind me telling you, because she won a raffle prize. So she's like an awesome sewist. She's properly good, and she teaches people, and she's super. And she's very lovely. But she won a Tilly and the Buttons online sewing course, which kind of made us giggle a little bit. So yeah, it was really good. I would thoroughly recommend a kind of social evening, even if you are a little bit more on the introverted side of things, because you know those people all sew. If nothing else, you can tell people how much you like their dresses, or you can just pattern spot. You know, you do people watching. Well, we were definitely doing pattern watching and working out who was wearing what and what I liked about certain styles and how different necklines worked and all of that good stuff. So yes, it was really good to see lots of not all evening wear, but lots of kind of formal wear in evidence, which is really good. My Magnolia did well, I think. I've put it on today mostly because the official picture, you can very much see that I did not do as I advise. I put on a bra that I had not worn to fit that dress. So I just wanted to show you that it does actually fit me really well. Doesn't look like it on that picture. That looks like there's extra gaping, and that's because I've got a slightly more pushy up bra on than I would normally wear. So yes, note to self, don't do that. I didn't have any other problems with it other than that I ran out of time. So what I thought I might do was to put a long cuff on here and put little buttons up it, but I didn't have time. So you can see what I've ended up doing is to do 3 channels of elastic. If you were not averse to the feeling of shearing like I am, you could do it with that, but I don't like it. So I just did it with normal elastic, and actually I wasn't bothered by that sensation at all. It was fine. And it gave me the kind of effect that I was looking for, which was just that it was narrowed in around the wrist. I didn't tell you about my goodie bag. I'll put this back in there. Goodie bag. So I'll put a picture of all the goodie bag stuff, but there was loads of lovely things. There was a mug and tea and jam and this is my way of demonstrating a tape measure. And some Prim goodies and loads of vouchers for different lovely shops, which obviously I can't make use of at the moment. And a little Rosy Cheeks label and some Frocktails labels, which was quite cute, and a really nice tote bag. So yeah, that was a really nice goodie bag. To do another toile, I will show you a picture. She hasn't got any buttons. So I made a toile, a wearable toile, I think, of the Mica by Closet Core Patterns, which was the one with the kind of racer back style. It has pockets and it has this button placket at the side. I haven't sewn down the top of that placket like you would do, because you have to put the buttonholes in first, and I really don't think I've got any buttons. I was kind of trying very hard to find some. So which brings me to my last sew is standing. So I still am doing last sew is standing, despite the fact that I really need some buttons. I was quite surprised how, well, I wasn't really surprised, but I'm quite particular when it comes to buttons. So if I haven't got the right buttons for a project, it does cause me some issues. I haven't caved as yet though, and I have a birthday coming up next week. So I'm hoping that people comply with my requests and give me fabric shop vouchers, because I'm allowed gifts. I'm just not allowed to buy. And the other sewing I've done this week has just been mending. 2 secs. I don't know whether I'll get to put these on or not, kind of depends how the rest of the day go. So these are a pair of Winslow culottes that I made last year to replace a pair that was too small, but I made them too big. And so what I did was hacked them. I did the Helen's hack and put elastic in the back, thinking that was much easier to alter them if I needed to alter them again. What I didn't have, as you can see, is I'd done like a bias bound edge on the others, and I didn't have any more bias binding, so it's not got bias binding in the back of it, which is unfortunate, but there's only me that will know that, isn't there? So I'm not sure I love these, and I think it's the print. It might be the length as well. I think they are floor length. They're really long, and I think my last pair I ended up taking up a bit. So I'm just going to see how I get on. I think I really want a stripy t-shirt with these, so I might see if I can find a thrifty stripy t-shirt if I'm not buying fabric. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I'll if I don't put a picture in now, I'll probably wear them for Me Made May at some point in the next week, so you'll see them when I do a Me Made May roundup. So I've done that now. And the other thing that I tried to do, I tried to start my billy trousers. And I don't know what's going on. I did the toile. There are, and I read the instructions, there are a lot of instructions, and they're very in-depth instructions. So they've got binding of not just the waistband and the zip fly shield and all that, but you also bind the crotch curve with a different width of binding. So you need to make 2 different widths of binding. There's a welt pocket. And I think I'm maybe just not feeling like making something that advanced, but I really could do with a fresh pair of navy summer trousers, because my bob pants are, yeah, they're a bit past it. They've been worn for 3 summers, I think, and they've been worn a lot, and they were only in like 12 fabric to start with. So yes, I do need a pair of navy trousers, but yeah, I'm not feeling it. And I don't know why, but never mind. But what I am feeling inclined to make, which might not be very sensible, so this is the Closet Core, I think it's a Claire short, which are kind of like supposed to be like a 1940s sportswear vibe short. And I really like the look. I mean, they're really like Lander pants or something similar, aren't they? But maybe just a bit more A-line. But I thought I'd quite like to wear those with a little white top. I thought that would look quite cute. So I might just pander to my Sojo and make the thing that I want to make rather than the thing I should be making, I suppose. The other thought I had actually is that I could do those trousers without all the finagling, but I haven't got an overlocker. Eagle-eyed amongst you will have spotted the space behind me. I've been trying to get this booked in. I finally got it booked in. I can't take it until the end of next week, and they can't do it until the week after that, or maybe the week after, so I might have to let Mr. Brady have a look at it again. But anyway, so my other thought was that I could do one of these. If you've made one of these, let me know. So Whip Makes likes this one, which has a side zip and darts at the back. And this is one that I've had for forever, which has got all different shapes of pattern piece, which is probably a good one to do. But yeah, or I could just make the one that I've started toiling, couldn't I? I suppose I just yeah, it needs to be exactly right, doesn't it, before you like then bind a crotch curve and things. And I'm not sure, like my toile is all right, but it doesn't quite sit right, and I can't quite work out what it is. So I might have to have a dig and see if I've got some other kind of fabric that I could make a version of that in. So Me Made Made continues, as does the wardrobe swap over. Do you know, I was remembering this happened last year when I was swapping everything over, and I get overwhelmed by how much stuff I've got. But there are so many items of clothing that I really just need to get rid of. So I'm thinking I'm going to have like a little afternoon tea of people who I think are the right size, who will only take things if they're actually going to wear them. And we'll have like tea or a glass of fizz or something, and people can try things on. So I think I might do that, and then they can make a contribution to something like we've got a hole at the end of the church hall, which they're talking about doing really good things with, so that they make like a living room area that people can drop into. So that'll be quite nice. So yeah, maybe to go towards that. But yeah, so I think I need to be a bit more disciplined with what goes, because there are things that are literally now on their 4th year of going back in and coming back out and going back in and coming back out and me not wearing. And some of that was because it was really wet last year, but some of it is just because they're not my style anymore. But there are some things there that are really beautifully made, and I think I've probably worn them less than a handful of times, even with trying to wear them. Do you know what I mean? So, which is not good, is it? But I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to push too hard, I think, against the resistance to make, because I think it might be a direct response to actually how much stuff I've got. There are some things that I could be making. So there's a bra. I've got the Cashmerette Willow bra, maybe it's Willowdale bra. And I've got the kit. No, I haven't. That's a lie. I've got the tutorial, and I've got the stuff to make it that I bought years and years ago. I'd be doing something like that. Or the Encircle Tote, which is a really nice bag pattern. So they're both things that are kind of on my radar of stuff to do if I don't want to be making garments. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we go with those. So you can tell I'm in a bit of an odd frame of mind at the moment, and yeah, there's been lots of things happening with regards to work and the progress of that, which I don't need to go into here. And this weekend is Threads in Leeds. Now, that's been held at Sunnybank Mills and is kind of all sorts of things. There's exhibitions, there's makers doing talks, there's workshops, there's shops. And I can't quite decide if I'm going to go or not, mostly because I'm busy on Saturday, which is when everybody from Harrogate's going. And so I kind of need to decide if I'm going to go on Sunday after church or not. But we'll see. We'll see. If I go, I'll probably try and take you along with us, and so that you can see what it's like if you've not been. So this has felt a bit disjointed. I'm sorry, but I wanted to tell you about Frocktails a bit before it kind of went out of my head, because I always do that. I take lots of pictures and take some video. And so I'm just going to put that all at the end. I might have to put a soundtrack over the top because I think there'll probably be lots of background noise on them. But there's lots of catwalk stuff of people doing their thing, and yeah, everybody dancing and just enjoying themselves. So yeah, I'll pop that all on now. Oh, I'm just going to jump back on. I forgot to tell you, I put a pocket in. It doesn't have any pockets in this, and it has a really long invisible zip down one side. So at the last minute, I took undid the seam and put a pocket in that was anchored at the waistband. So I thought, well, then at least I've got one, and I could put my phone in it or my hand in it. I just like to put my hands in my pockets. I know. And I did have, I'll put a picture of my shoes in here, and you'll see from the picture that I did like proper girly up, although we didn't have very long to get ready because we were talking too much. So yeah, I still look a bit like I've been dragged through a hedge backward, especially when we'd taken this on the front as well. So there you go. Anyway, I know this is the wrong way around. Sorry. So thank you very much for joining me today. Please do the likey, subscribey, doodah thing if you haven't already done it. And if you have already done it, thank you very much. And if you came and say hello, or you say hello in the comments, thank you very much for that too, because I really appreciate it. And I shall say, I hope wherever you are in the world, you're finding time to rest and replenish and do some making if that's something that brings you joy. And I shall say bye-bye for now, and God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.